welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're making Belgian Liege waffles. This isn't like your typical waffle recipe where you have the wet ingredients and the dry ingredients, but instead you're gonna have to make a dough and let it rise for a little bit. But it's just gonna be that much better because everything takes time, right? Another thing why I really love this recipe is because I think it's a really authentic Belgian style waffle. You do have to use one special ingredient, and this is just pearl sugar. So I'll link this down below in my Amazon storefront where I got it from, but this is really gonna make everything great. This is gonna be inside the waffle when you place it in the waffle iron. The sugar is gonna caramelize. You're gonna have a very nice, crunchy exterior, fluffy inside. It's going to be amazing. On top of that though, we're not just stopping there. We're gonna make our own brown butter syrup. This syrup is really game changing. Brown butter in its own is game changing. It's gonna elevate anything you want. But this brown butter syrup, man, chef's kiss for real. But let's get straight into it. We do have a little bit of work to do, so let's go ahead, get that started, get eating good. Getting started on our dough, the first thing we're going to do is get started on our milk and yeast mixture. Right here I got a cup of warm milk, a little bit of active dry yeast. Just pour that into it. Give this a quick stir to dissolve. And you want to make sure you let this bloom. So if you don't see that foamy top, start all over. But really make sure you mix that together. And just let that sit about 5-10 minutes. And then we'll come back to that and I'll show y'all when it's bloomed. But to a bowl of a stand mixture, and you can do this recipe by hand. You do not have to have a stand mixer, but of course, this makes easy work of it. We're gonna add a couple things to here. And like always, guys, the measurements will be down in the comments below. We're gonna go in with some melted butter that's been cooled slightly. Salt. And then last but not least, sugar. And we're just gonna mix this combined. I'm going to be using a spatula. Mix this up, and then once that yeast mixture has bloomed, we'll go ahead and add this to the mixture, and we'll get the ball rolling. Before we add our yeast mixture, we're gonna add 2 room temperature eggs and give this a mix. I almost forgot them, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, why are there eggs right there? Because I need them in here. No shell. Oh, I got a shell in there. No biggie. Get that out. Bring back your whisk, and then just mix this up to combined. Now we're going to add our yeast mixture back to it. It's all foamy. That's how you know it looks good. Give this a quick mix. And now, let's go in there with our last ingredient, which is flour. So we're just gonna add all this in. And I like to use a spatula. My spatula's gone. I don't know where I put it. I like to use a spatula just to hydrate the dough. And then once it's shaggy, then I'll go ahead and transfer it to a dough hook and let that knead. But just go ahead, mix it up slightly. As you can see, we have a little bit of a shaggy dough, very shaggy, not even a little bit. So we'll go ahead, grab our dough hook and scrape everything off, get all that junk off. Attach this, and now we're just gonna let this knead for about, I wanna say 8 to 10 minutes until the dough is smooth, it's not sticky. So we'll do that, and I'll see you guys in a second. Add that, oh, and we're gonna mix this on medium high. I don't know why my stuff is not working. Come on. There we go. I turn the little switch on. So medium high, we'll go about 6. Let this knead, and I'll see you guys in a second. All right, let's take a look at our dough. Let's lift it up. So it's pretty smooth. Smooth, it's kind of tacky, just like we want it. So we'll go ahead, scrape that down, and then let's get this ball out. We can move this to the side. Don't need this anymore, at least for the time being. Bring back a bowl, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna grease this. Grease it, get some spray, and I'll just spray it down. Get a nice spray on it. Like I said, grease bowl, grab that dough out. Nice, smooth. And then what I like to do is just, oh, it's kind of very sticky. So that's okay. What we can do is take a little bit of flour, about a tablespoon, and then we can just knead this real quick. That'll get all the stickiness out of it. Just knead it right here in the bowl. One fold over the next. And fold over the next, just like so. Don't be scared to get your hands dirty, you know, especially, like I always say, if your hands are clean, you have nothing to worry about. So what I like to do now, It's a little less sticky. It's kind of tacky. Nope, it's still sticky, you see? So what that tells me is, I just get a little bit more flour, sprinkle it, and then just fold it into each other. Bang, just like so. Fold it, fold it, fold it, fold it, fold it into each other. Now, getting a little less, but bang. Now, I'm content with that. So now we have a lot less sticky of a dough ball, as y'all can see. It's still a little sticky, but that's okay. It's more so tacky. So, doesn't really stick to my hands as much. Okay, it does, I lied. So, and it's just playing with the dough. Sometimes your doughs wanna work, sometimes it doesn't, but be patient with it. We're not in a rush, really. At least I'm not. You might be in a rush, but just continue to fold that in there. Fold it over the top. Bang. See, okay. Now I'm content with this. Now, we have a dough ball. It's tacky, but we have a grease ball. We'll go ahead and put it right into it. Now, just get you some plastic wrap and cover this up. And we're gonna put this in, I should spray this down because I do not want it to stick. Spray your plastic wrap down. But now you can go ahead and just place this in the oven until it's double in size, and then we'll go ahead and get started on our brown butter. It's a super simple recipe, super flavorful, but I'll see you in a second. Okay, bang, you see our dough risen beautifully. I'm gonna do a couple things to it. We're gonna deflate it. So what I'm gonna do, just bang, a nice little fist punch. Put this down. I don't know why this is in my way. Okay, and now just pull it off. Do one fold, fold everything into the middle of each other. Fold, fold, fold. We can lift this back up, and now we can take our bowl. That just almost dropped out my hands. And now just flip it over and place that right there. Now, it's very simple. Add all your pearl sugar. Like I said, you can get this on Amazon. I don't know if you can find it in the store. I couldn't, but take that, and we're just gonna add the whole bag to it, okay? And just like so. Very simple. Bring back your dough hook. I almost lost my dough hook. And now you just want to knead this till everything's incorporated. I'm gonna do it on medium low-ish, couple minutes, knead it, and then we'll get ready to make our brown butter. It's incorporated as best as it's gonna get with the hand blender or hand thing. And now I just take it by hand and do one final knead myself, just to get any spots that it may have mixed. Go ahead and just fold it in. Now, we're gonna set this to the side for a second, make our butter, divide this up, cook the waffles, eating good, okay? So just give me 1 second, move this to the side, we'll bring back in a second. Getting started on our brown butter for the syrup is super simple, guys. If you've never browned butter, don't be intimidated of it. You just have to keep an eye on it. That's really about it, but it's super simple. So, I have a stick of butter, and you're just gonna let this melt. Over the next 5 to 10 minutes, don't rush this step for real, for real. Just take your time, it'll melt. I'll show you what you need to do when it's done, and then everything else, the syrup literally takes 5 minutes to make. So let that melt down, and I'll see you in a second. The butter's starting to sputter. At this point, just give it a nice swirl, be gentle with it. Just a nice swirl every time that starts to happen. And then just keep doing that. If it starts to sputter too much, of course, turn the heat down. But see, I need to turn my heat down just a little bit. But keep on swirling it. Once it gets some progress, I'll come back and show you what to do. Okay, so when you know it's getting close to that brown butter state, you'll start to smell it. Those milk solids will toast up. It'll start to smell nutty. But once you see that amber color, there'll be gold specks on the bottom. Once you start to see that amber color, that's how you know it's done. I wish I could show you guys, but my camera be tripping sometimes, so I can't get it up for y'all to see exactly what I'm doing, but I'm trying to talk y'all through it the best I can. But once you start to see the brown butter turn amber color, that's when it's ready. Go ahead and take it off the heat, and we'll go ahead and bring back the rest of our stuff. You're gonna need to go to a large saucepan, and I'll show you in a second why that's the case. But as you can see, it's a nice, I don't know if y'all can really see that, but it's a golden color. When I pour it into the other pot, you'll see. But we'll go ahead and take that off now. And then now bring back that large saucepan, and we're gonna add a couple things to this. We're going in with half and half cream, about a cup of that, all I got left.
a little bit of sugar, equal parts, a cup of sugar, and then bring back your brown butter. And then as you can see, as I'm pouring it into it, it's that nice brown color. Looks beautiful. Get all those specks at the bottom. I think that's flavor. Get all that and add that to the mixture. The last thing you want to do before we add the rest of the ingredients, grab a whisk and then just whisk all this up. And you want to bring this to a boil. Once it's at a boil, I'll show you what to do. But make sure all that sugar is melted. Everything is well combined. Oh, and then also, I almost forgot. You want to add a little bit of honey, about a tablespoon. It looks like that to me. The honey is just an emulsifier, so it won't separate in the fridge. The batch I made earlier this week, I didn't add honey and it split like crazy. But that'll just keep everything one cohesive thing. But let that sugar melt, bring it to a boil, and I'll show you what to add next. Our mixture is almost at a boil. We're going to add a little bit of baking powder. The reason it's in a large saucepan, because once you add this, it's going to rise and expand a lot. So you want to have room so it doesn't spill over. But go ahead and add that and mix this up. It's going to foam up quite a bit. See, as you can see, mine's almost foamed over itself. But at that point, just mix it in, take it off the heat. That was very close. You almost saw it. I almost saw the breakdown, but as you can see, it's pretty foamy. And then just continue to whisk that in. As you can see now, it's looking nice, beautiful. Go ahead and add a little bit of vanilla extract, about a tablespoon as well. And then I also like to add just a little bit of salt, just to balance everything out, bring out a little bit more flavor. And as you can see, your syrup is done. It looks beautiful. Bang. Now we can set this to the side, keep this warm. We'll go ahead and get started on our waffles and we're ready to go. The first thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna see how much our waffle weighs so we can get equal pieces. So take that plate, I don't know why I put it upside down, but take the plate, tear it out. And what you're gonna do, y'all know how this goes. You're gonna take the weight of it and then just divide it by however many pieces you want. So we'll go ahead and add that. And so that's about 108 grams, 12 pieces, so about 90 something pieces all together. And to do that is very simple. Bring back some parchment paper. I like doing it on parchment paper just because every time I do it, something on my cutting board, I always have to flour it. I don't feel like really doing that right now. So I'm going to dump that out, keep my scale right next to me. And now you just want to measure everything out, get all your pieces. While you're doing this, go ahead and preheat your waffle iron for about 10 minutes, just so when it's time and you're done with this, you're ready to go. Take that, just place it to the side. Okay, our iron is ready to go. Heat it up, spray it down, grab your dough, place it right in the center, close it, and then however your waffle maker cooks, do it like that, close it, flip it around, and whenever it's ready, it should be good. Take it out, rinse and repeat. I put the butter in a glass container. As you can see, this is very hot still, but bang, it's nice, it's beautiful, nice brown butter. And then to keep it and store it, just put it in the refrigerator, put the lid on it. It should store for about a month and a half, but I promise you, it won't last that long. Bang, flip it over, it's ready. Now, the moment of truth. Let's see how it looks. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Jeez, that is beautiful, truly. Look at it. As you can see, and don't touch this with your hands because you will burn yourself. A nice Belgian waffle. I've been seeing these in the store like crazy. So I guess Eggo is making them now. But spray them down and then just rinse and repeat with all your waffles so you have something magnificent. When we're done with this, I'll plate up, show y'all what to do, and then we get to eat. Okay, our waffle is done. Look how beautiful that looks. I can't think of anything better at the moment. Crispy on the outside, fluffy interior. We're gonna add a couple things to it. Literally just 2. The first thing we're going to add that every breakfast must have, in my opinion, is a little bit of whipped cream. Just dollop that right on top. Bang. And then we can come back with our syrup. We can see it. It's cooled down just a little bit. I got something on my hands right there. Don't mind that. Put that on my apron. But looks beautiful. Bang. Now, let's give this a quick mix. And now we get to just drizzle this right over the top. All this beautiful flavor. And it is pretty sweet. So be careful. Don't over inundate it. And you gotta remember there's already sugar in the middle of it. So just like so. Look at that. That is a beautiful plate. It's very, very simple. Maybe some powdered sugar on top will make it go a little bit better. But that is a good waffle, if I say so myself. I'm gonna scoot y'all back a little bit, take this first bite, and we're eating large. Okay, don't mind that mess behind me. It's been a very hectic day in the kitchen. Shot 2 videos today, so we're kind of all over the place, but let's take this first bite. Let's see what it is. Got that nice crispy exterior, whipped cream. Oh my God. I love breakfast. I love breakfast. Oh, this smells absolutely beautiful. Blow it off. Don't burn yourself with that caramelized sugar in it. Oh my God. This by far is my favorite waffle ever recipe. Please, I'm telling y'all, this is really like that. It's so different than the traditional waffle. Not that the traditional waffle is bad. By all means, that is good. Time and place. But if you want to elevate it, it does take a little bit of work, a little bit of time, but that's life, baby. Geez, I'm kind of speechless right now. This is just so good. I love the sweetness of this. I really do love a sweet breakfast. A little bit of eggs, maybe some cheese grits, some chicken. Oh my God, make this yourself. I'm telling you guys, this is really, really, really good. That pearl sugar will be in my description below. So get that, cop that. You won't want to miss this. Thank you again. As always, I appreciate all the love and support. Showing love, doing their thing. We about to run this up for real. I'm telling y'all, we're going to be up sooner than later. But without further ado, hit that subscribe button, like, comment what you want to see next. I'll see you next week. Peace.